Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War, where the French just won't learn the lesson. They will not learn their bloody lesson, alright? This guy, with this army, holding a bridge, slaughtered two big French armies in the past. I've now moved up to a different bridge, and they've decided they want to do the same battle again. So you know what? Let's let them come. Admittedly, I think actually this time I'm even more outnumbered, because I'm down to 1,782 men, because I'm still damaged. I haven't been able to repair some of the damage I took last time. These guys are now bringing... It's okay, but it's not great, is it? It's mostly militia forces, spear militia. Some sergeant spearmen in there. Those guys are pretty decent. Together with just a handful of dismounted feudals, we should be able to pick them apart with our own crossbows and a bunch of indirect fire. The bigger army behind those guys is... Okay, we've got some more interesting stuff here. Again, it's padded with town militia, but multiple units of strong dismounted feudal knights here, together with armoured sergeants, peasants, but peasants wearing some decent armour at least. The thing is, their weak point is that they've padded it with weak units like peasants and like town militia, because those guys will break, especially the peasants with poor morale. And if they break, they'll give negative morale debuffs to everyone around them. So... yeah, okay, this probably works for us. We'll see what the battlefield looks like, because that could make a big difference too. Interesting. So, here's a really interesting thing in Medieval 2 Total War, which is basically, rivers change how wide they are based on the roads that are leading into them. Do you remember last time, the wooden bridge was actually fairly short, so the river, therefore, was kind of fairly narrow, so we could easily shoot at each other from either side with all of our, like, catapults and whatever. Because, however, on this occasion, both sides of the river are on paved roads, the bridge is a stone bridge, and stone bridges are longer, so therefore the river is wider. So it's kind of weird, because like if basically I'd fought this battle in an earlier period where the bridge was made of wood, literally the two sides of the river would be closer together. Whereas now, because it's a stone bridge, they've actually moved further apart, which is slightly odd, but whatever, it's just how this game works. So, yeah, basically... nothing too dramatic here. We can drop right at the beginning of the bridge. We've got a longer bridge, which works to my advantage, because basically it just gives me a longer, like, period where I can just shoot at these guys from great distance. So, I'm just going to quickly draw up my guys, and we'll kick off. Okay, very similar to what you've seen last time. We've got the strong mercenary spearmen at the front, guarded by sword staff spearmen on either side, who are going to be in their little kind of fake phalanx thing. Some just kind of reinforcing infantry at the back just in case. Some light cavalry nearby to run in, the heavy cavalry ready to charge in if need be. Then we've just got mercenary crossbowmen, again with a bit of high ground. Other crossmen, also high ground. Catapults, also high ground. Together with Norse archers, also some high ground. So basically, whenever anything enters this bit of the bridge, it starts being torn apart. So, you know what? Good luck, France. You're gonna flipping need it, because these guys have drawn up in a nice marching column. Dismounted feudal knights right at the front. Let's just follow these guys on their... you know what? You'd just give up and go home at this point, wouldn't ya? Alright, this is going to be hilarious. So, mercenary crossmen are ready to start firing already, because they're on that side. They've got the range. And the catapults are also ready to go on this side. Beautiful. And now the other crossbows are also ready to go on this side. And in comes some really, really powerful stuff. The first wave go down, falling from 48 down to already down to 30. 28, shaken. In comes flipping artillery, down to 28, 27, 25, 24. In comes another artillery strike, right flipping there, falling to 20, and now they're running straight into sword, staff, militia, who are particularly good at dealing with armor. Shaken. In comes everyone else too, but at this point, actually, those guys have done a good job eating all the rest of it. So what we need to do now is basically need to go for these guys at the back. Kind of these guys at the back. Let's hit them with flaming. Let's go for some flaming stuff here. Potentially someone that just gets stuck at the back here. I want to hit them with a great big flaming blob. So this has gone... okay, this hasn't gone quite as well as I'd hoped. But now at this point, yeah, because they're all clustered together and friendly fire's a thing, the weak units are starting to break. And that's actually going to trigger a really, really big round. In comes the... no, that was us! That was also us! Right, well done, basically. You know what? Maybe we turn off the flaming thing. Given you've managed to achieve nothing, but killing, I think, about half of our flipping sword staff militia. In comes a ridiculous, ridiculous amount of stuff there. These guys just hold their position. Everyone fights. And the first army has basically broken. Good. Let's just send my... wait, what? What happened to this army over here? There was... okay, let's continue this, because I'm kind of curious what's happening to the army over there. Because, one, I want to run these guys down. Yeah, I definitely want to run these guys all down. That's fine. Just quickly get these guys in. Oh, yeah, they're just flying into captivity now. Just let them come their own way. You guys, that's fine. Maybe you guys stop firing at this point. Maybe you're doing more harm than good. Then a few more people run over there. That's fine. And then, yeah, send the heavy cavalry just to go and take out these guys. They'll catch up with them eventually. What happened over here? Did you guys decide you didn't want to... Oh, no, they are coming in. They're just coming in a bit on the slow side. So, okay. That all works for me. So, basically, yeah, let's just turn all these guys off fire at will for the time being. Remember to turn them back on later. You as well, please. Yes, they are still coming, though the question remains, the moment they enter the battlefield, they might turn around and leave again. Because I was able to win the first fight before these guys even managed to get into the battle, which is kind of funny. And some of my cavalry seems to be struggling to make it over the bridge, so you know what? Don't worry about it too much, lads. It's fine. Just send the crappy cavalry over there. If you can get over the bridge, go and do it, please. Everyone else, just draw yourselves up for round 2. Assuming there is going to be a round 2, I'm genuinely not sure. Okay, they're not retreating immediately. The largest secondary French force has arrived and does appear to want to get involved. Although, admittedly, not necessarily that much. They're kind of cowering in the corner over here. So technically I've already won this fight. So if they like bug out and refuse to come to the bridge, I can just quit at any time and I've actually won this battle already. So, okay, now we just see what happens next, I guess. My merchant cavalry militia did indeed manage to catch up with some of the fleeing lads there. So some of them got away, but you did manage to successfully capture and cut down a healthy number of those individuals too. Very good. Right, keep you guys over here. Potentially you'll be more use on this side of the battlefield, ready to chase down those that flee from the secondary army. Meanwhile, someone's fighting over here-ish. I think you're just running down some guys, aren't you? You are... Yep, looks like you're just running down some flipping crossbow militia. That's fine, good. Yes, the French do seem to have run into a small problem here, which is... all of their infantry has just said it wants to hang out right here. With the exception of this unit that technically hasn't... it's just because it hasn't entered the battlefield yet. Possibly because one of its unit is stuck now because there's no space for it to enter the battlefield with. However, some units, just a couple of them, have decided to move up ahead. There's some dismounted feudal knights there. And there's crossbow militia right here who are about to... oh dear. Okay, if you thought the dismounted feudal knights had a bad day... these guys don't have, you know, like 20 points of armor. These guys have, I think, 3 points of armor. So they're going to have a much, much, much worse day, actually. Right, 120 falls quickly as the animations kick in. 2, 115, 110, down to 100. Second round comes in there, down to 96. These guys immediately collapse. They're already wavering. And second round's going to come in from these guys momentarily. And they've broken. And the second set also breaks immediately, meaning all fire can be turned on to dismounted feudal knights. 120 of them. That's fine. Turn your fire onto these guys, lads, because this is not going to take long. Yeah, 120 down to 90, 85, 80, 70, 60. That's even faster than I was anticipating, because now all fire is concentrating on them. Already wavering. They've lost half their strength. They haven't even made it over the bridge yet. They've lost now more like, yeah, 3/5 of the strength, and they're gone. That's 2/3, and now they're going to be shot down. They're all going to die before they make it back. So, what's going on down here is these guys are now basically dead. They're very, very, very dead. That's fine. Don't bother. Actually, you know what? You go and chase them down. That's what you're there for, isn't it? No, you guys... finish these guys off. I don't want any more dismounted feudal knights getting out of there. Though, one of you, go and take out these guys. Now, are the French on the move? Are they on the... they are on the move. Good. They're no longer bugging out in the corner. They've decided they do want to do this, which is magnificently good news. Because that's just more flipping French people to eat tonight. Sorry. Didn't mean eat. We're not going to eat the French people. You know, I just feel like this bridge doesn't have enough corpses on it yet. Like, this bridge needs more corpses. Like, the last time we fought the French, there were way more corpses on the bridge. But then it was a shorter bridge, I guess, so it doesn't really count. That's kind of unfair. This is a longer bridge to fill up. If we took this many corpses and compressed them onto the length of, like, a wooden bridge, which would only be, like, this much, it would be a lot more corpsey. So, you know, it's not really the bridge's fault, or indeed my army's fault, that things aren't corpsey enough yet. Right, First unit finishes riding down all the dismounted feudals. You get back over there out of the way. You come over here. Is that the last of the crossbow militia? I think it hopefully is. Last one hopefully falls there. It is. Yep. You get out of there too. Right, lovely. So, at this point, literally nothing from the first army, or indeed a part of the second army, is alive. A couple of things have managed to get away, I'll admit. More got away this time than last time, because they kind of split and fled in different directions. So, what have we got up front? The only dangerous thing is, yeah, there's some advanced militia in this army, together with some dismounted fields. But you've seen, like, dismounted fields on their own aren't a problem. France will only be dangerous if, like, you know, they send, like, one unit of, say, the Armoured Sergeants. Armoured Sergeants would be a good unit to send over the bridge first. Because, one, they're pretty defensively tanky. They'll be able to eat a lot of kind of arrows. They're pretty kind of good morale-wise. They probably wouldn't break immediately. And that would just give cover to all the other dismounted feudal knights behind them to get over the bridge without being knackered. Because let's be clear, if like sufficient dismounted feudal knights were just to get up, in a straight slugging match, they will slaughter my infantry. This is all down to the flipping crossbows either side. We just need to provide enough screening for my crossbows to murder them. Now who's coming up first? Looks like it's the crossbows again. Just like last time, the French are really keen. Though actually, I think those are actual crossbowmen rather than militia crossbows. You can tell because they get the helmets. And generally, yeah, they're a lot tankier. They get, like, I think they're defense 8? I think they're defense 8. Oh, possibly, actually. I'm not sure. There might be... No, it's crossbow militia, but with an armor upgrade. Which looks very similar to crossbowmen that you actually train at an actual castle. But crossbowmen are a lot more tanky defensively than crossbow militia with upgraded army. They just kind of... I think it's just their defense skill means they're a lot better. They get like 5 or 6 defense in their defense skill alone. So, they're coming onto the bridge. And my... Yes, indeed, my long-range guys will just tear these guys apart. Peasant... Oh, no, these are peasant archers. Sorry. It must have been just like one... Oh, you're the crossbow militia. Fine, so these are peasant archers with, I think that's bronze level armor upgrade, just like something these guys have got. I think these guys are wearing light mail, if I recall correctly. But unfortunately, this is the point where, yes, here we are. Now we get to add to the French pile. Beautiful. In comes more fire. Very, very nice indeed. And in comes some flipping actual artillery as well. Fine. They've broken. These guys are already shaken because their friends are running away. Now we turn some fire onto them. Turn the target over. You just need to hold still because these guys are getting really weak. In fact, actually, I think I've done more damage to my own infantry than the French have done right now. Those guys break immediately and try and flee through me, which is not a good idea because you're literally trying to like flee through like a little kind of, you know, prepared spearman with a little spiky fortress. So they are now broken and fighting to the death. That's okay. Now in come the big lads. In come the big lads. This is the only time this could theoretically go wrong. Because they've got at the front, peasants. Peasants at the front is a good thing. Because those guys are going to get absolutely torn the hell apart. They will break almost immediately when they actually kind of touch our proper troops. And that will hopefully be the beginning of a pretty big rout straight away. Because these guys will... Actually... Oh, no, it's not just the peasants. There's a town militia up front too. Good old town watch from the Rome days. And yes, indeed. 2 units break. You are now going to break almost immediately as a direct result of that. Norse archers start firing in as well. Go over to your flaming arrows just to further with the morale penalties, because it's better off to have the morale penalties than anything not. Fire from both sides, a flipping storm of bolts. In comes, oh yeah, in come the flaming arrows from the beautiful Norse archers there. In comes some more flipping artillery if that happens to hit. No, it's just hitting the bridge. In come the flames, and with the flames hitting, there we go. Setting some nice people alight. More stuff breaks. Should be about done. Now it's time to send these guys in to close the trap. Because I have got troops waiting on the other side of the bridge, or on the far side from me, ready to finish this all off. So anyone who tries to flee back this way, I've got flipping cavalry waiting for you, mate. And I think they're about done. Who was that just died? That should hopefully have been their leader that just died, not mine, because mine's safely at the back here. I think we're probably pretty safe at this point. Yes, indeed, the captain is dead. We're pretty safe at this point to... In fact, actually, not only safer, it's a good idea to basically tell all my guys to stop firing at this point. So stop firing. Stop firing. Everyone cut it out. Let's just send our own cavalry in to start mopping this up at this point, because they're all dying and fighting to the death. And you can just take care of you. You can take care of you. Lovely. So you just kind of mop up over there. Very, very nice indeed. And everything else we can just mop over here. This second army will actually do a better job mopping up in its entirety. So, hopefully, pretty much everything from this second army should now go down. Because, yeah, they don't even know where they want to flee exactly because they're totally surrounded. So, kind of some of them are, like, fleeing over here. Then they're sort of changing their mind. You can't really blame them because they're just running into more flipping men. Right, I think everything that was that side of the river has now officially actually gone down. So, we'll bring my merchant cavalry militia back over here just to start chasing these guys down. Lovely. Job done. Really, really nicely done there. How much have I actually lost to my own army? I've lost 10%. Though in all fairness, I suspect at least 5% of that was a couple of flaming balls from my own catapult. No! No, 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 no! Stop! Stop! Don't do that! This is not the time to fire boulders into point-blank range, okay? Seriously. And the French captives look like they're going to be, yeah, probably just be over 1,800 for this battle. Absolutely flipping perfect. We will ransom them. The French won't be able to afford it. We'll put them to death guilt-free. Right, last man over on this flank goes down. There's... Hello, there's technically someone over here. Who's over here? Who's left over? Oh! Okay, so, what's happened is France has also brought up its own spear wall troops. The problem is it's decided to move them in spear wall formation so they can't run. So as a consequence of that, they've now arrived to the battle quite late. Oh, that's beautiful. That's okay, guys, seriously. If you were the French army and you saw this, everyone, literally everyone's dead, and there's just a nice little kind of breadcrumb trail of corpses, would you decide, you know what, for glory for France? Or would you just decide, you know what, Denmark's not so bad. They've probably got good bacon and beer. Maybe we'll just go with Denmark. No, I think they have genuinely actually decided, you know what, screw it, we're happy with Denmark. They took one look at the flipping bridge and decided, no, we're good actually. I think we're fine the way we are. Actually, also over here, there's a second unit of dismounted feudal knights that has technically not yet entered the battlefield. So, I suspect possibly some of them have got stuck behind that rock over there, I'm not sure. So that's a second heroic victory versus the French there. We have lost 159 men, most of which were by our own hand, quite frankly, in order to, yeah, in fact, actually, the enemies that the French killed were 30, 21 and 9. So, basically, 80% of the people that were killed in this battle on my side were by my own hand. I imagine half of those were indeed by the stupid decision to have the catapults on fireball. Basically, if you're ever thinking about putting your catapults on fireball, no, just don't. Bad idea. Don't do it. So, 5,000's worth of ransom. You know, if they accept, you know, I won't even mind. Go for it. Nope, they've rejected it. Down they go. Now, this puts France in a very difficult position because if you have a look around, that was pretty much all of France's armies. Like, they've got a small force minding Paris. They've got, other than that, basically nothing. What do they have left? This force is now desperately running back to the Spanish territories to try and hold them. They're retreating north, possibly to try and reinforce their fortress. In fact, that might actually be a citadel, which is kind of cool. But at this point, France is looking to me pretty bloody vulnerable. The question now is actually, the beginning of this next turn, what's the Pope going to do? Because there's a very good chance the Pope will now basically say, look, that's a bloody enough of that, please. Oh, but I'm more interested in the Hungarians. Come on, Hungary. They're bringing, like, at this point, a full-stack army and a half-stack army to back them up. And the Imperials are looking so flimsy. So flimsy. They can win this. Come on, you mad bastards. I believe in you. Though actually, yeah, the Imperial Army is chasing off one unit of crossbowmen. Unsurprisingly, they're going to back off in this direction. Probably going to be finished off. More Imperial troops basically fleeing in that direction. Unsurprising. Are they trying to send any more troops off? No. No, those forces are just going to stay there. Not get involved. Possibly they're worried about kind of crossing Venetian territory, given they're not that close to Venice. Venice wants to come and have a chat. Can't imagine what they'd want, to be honest. Hopefully me and Venice stay cool. Like, I was worried both Venice and Hungary were about to attack me. Basically giving me the full set of being at war with European nations. With the exception of, I believe, Spain. It would be Spain that would be the exception there. And kind of Constantinople, but I mean like Catholic European nations. Luckily, that has not happened. And, okay, oh no, never mind. So I said, oh, the Venetians are heading down towards the Byzantine campaigns. No, they changed their mind, decided against it. That possibly was actually a different guy, who knows. I think, if the Pope doesn't basically order me to stop at this point, Dijon is our next target. I want to unify the Empire, damn it. Dijon's not a great territory. Like, there are better ones to take, but I just like the idea of having a unified empire, damn it. Meanwhile, the Byzantines just go up to various cities, including the Turkish capital. Probably say, oh yeah, sorry for the whole putting you under siege last turn with a vastly inferior army to the one you had guarding the place. That was very embarrassing all round. In he comes. Yeah, you know what? Remember, I've got a spy to have a look at that guy, because they totally want to take back Moscow. So, and Lasagna II's pretty safe for the time being, training a new army there. It's going to be a while before they get there. I suspect from how slowly he's moving, he's got some ballista present, which is a mixed blessing, because it means he's going to advance more slowly, but it also means when he does get to Moscow, he can attack straight away if that's what he wants to do. And Turkish forces, quite frankly, I'm curious what the Turkish plan to do at this point. Like, the Byzantines are still putting pressure on, the Mongols are just going through, smashing everything, and might be about to head over to Mosul and completely wipe out the final crappy remnants of their actual Eastern Empire, we'll see. Now, back over to the English. What's their response going to be to the fact that they've taken London and renamed it Milton Keynes after the greatest city in the UK? Turns out not much. Probably because there's not much they really can do at this point. The force that was reinforcing their fortress leaves. Ah! Okay, there's a great big force there, but there's nothing on board it, so nothing major. Portuguese forces just bumming around because Portugal is mad. And the Polish are still not doing anything of great note, just bumbling around. As for the Hungarians, oh, come on, advance. Get into Imperial territory. This war of centuries. You need to get another territory out of it yet. Come on. Get it. Yes. Yes. Even more troops. Yeah, that's right. And now what about the main army? What about the main flipping army, you mad bastards? Get in there. Do it. There. Wait, what? They're not going for Nuremberg. Do they want Staufen? That'd be a really weird one to take, because that means it'd be really isolated. They need to, like, you know, troops coming in or out of it would need to march through Imperial territory, but I'll give them. They probably could do with a nice, secure fortress, and if they do head in that direction, then okay, fine. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Now, Mongols, just let the Papal States make their turn. But, oh, yeah, assassinate a Polish person. Darn, I think he survived. Boo. And they are going, yeah, no, you're going down there, but which way are you going? You're going further up again. They do kind of get stuck on each other, especially if they move in the wrong order, because none of them can... Wait, what? Okay, wait, sorry? I think they just like this canyon. They just really like this canyon. They sometimes, especially in tight spaces, they get a bit stuck. But that's fine. It's buying me more time to prepare for them. The Mongols are coming. It's just they're, you know, slightly slow and weird. But they'll be here. They'll be here sooner or later. And we've got ourselves a heretic heading into Gaza. Fine, I've got plenty of priests in the area. We'll just go and snipe him off.
Leaving the army.
Leaving the army? That's a concern. Why are you leaving the army? Also, go over here. Take a... Ooh, you're quite a good heretic. Do I have a better priest round here? You're pretty good. Could you take care of him? Oh. Okay, send both of you over there. This guy's going to be a bit hard to put on trial for heresy. Ah, mission failed. Yeah, I haven't taken out that rebel general yet. So, agent found, Holy Roman Empire, and also the Holy Roman Empire. Fine, they're spying on us, not too surprising, really. Enemy army routes, fine, that's just the French. Faction announcements. Ooh, everyone's having children. Good. Boleslaw the Merciless, no! Oh, Boleslaw. Oh, Boleslaw, I'm so sorry. A moment's silence for Boleslaw the Merciless. Boleslaw Herman, the man who we took off the Polish, and then he carved a path of destruction across Poland, and then Russia, and then Poland again, kind of, and oh, he died doing what he loved, putting cities under siege and bringing terror and devastation to the populations thereof. Rest in peace, Boleslaw Herman. Rest in peace, you merciless bastard. Okay, speaking of the Middle East and the preparations down there, Aleppo. Aleppo just needs to grow as quickly as possible. We've already got some good stuff going on here, but... yeah, you know what? Communal farming. Growth rate's plus 6% right now. That's going to get us a good... what's that? 38, like... a little bit over 200 a turn. Needs to hit 4,500, so... yeah, okay, fine. Communal farming might get us Fortress 1 turn quicker, which is fine. Acre is almost a citadel. Good. Gaza has nearly got ballista towers, which are utterly devastating against bigger armies, which is fine. Alexandria is okay. Alexandria doesn't need anything for the time being. It's just slowly growing, and Cairo, quite frankly, I'm thrilled that Cairo has just got a 0% population growth right now. It can just stay that way. It doesn't really need anything else. And don't forget over on Corsica to actually bother to retrain my troops, because, yeah, I get the feeling the Moors won't be done yet. I feel like they're coming back sooner or flipping later. Now, new spy in Milan. I can go back over here and keep a better eye on what the hell's going on in this part of the world. See what's going on with Venice in particular. Yeah, okay, fine. It was a different army. So, oh, it's another guy, the Mad. This is the second Venetian general we've seen who was, in fact, the Mad. Apparently madness just runs in that family. Marvellous. And that's a, ooh, there's a scary army. Plenty of crossbowmen, long-range crossbowmen indeed. Yeah, there's a lot of mercenaries they're relying on. They don't really seem to have the training facilities, but they've got the money, so it's fine. And you, ooh, that's a nice army. That's a really nice army. This could be it. This could be the moment it happens. I mean, the thing is, they've got loads of catapults. If they just walk straight up to Nuremberg next turn, they will just walk through it. It could finally be theirs. Oh, bless you, you magnificent bastards. Do it. You could just walk in right now. Staufen is a... yeah, that's a fortress. Over here. That's a citadel. It is indeed a citadel. Fine. So. But the Pope has not said anything to me about the French situation. What is that not interesting? Is that not very interesting indeed? Because Dijon is right flipping here and looking pretty bloody vulnerable. Population about 10,000. Yeah. I'd say it's time to go. There's no real chance of reinforcements arriving. We have got a whole bunch of militia troops that really genuinely need to be upgraded and repaired. So actually, probably the fastest way to do that will actually be to take them straight up to Dijon, take it, and retrain them there. You are apparently still chivalrous, despite the whole situation where you... ooh, your piety's only 3 out of 10. Luckily, you're not a very good inquisitor. Okay. Hang on, where's my assassin right now? My assassin's over here. I'm going to take out this assassin. He's going to go down, 95% chance, that's fine. Then I'm going to send... also, that's probably a new perk for King Charles. Probably the Cruel at this point. Oh, yeah, King Charles the Crusader has now become a mercy... ooh, but... that's going to be +1 authority. He's up to 4 out of 10 on the authority. Nice. Okay, that should help us with the situation in case there's ever anyone who's considering, like, you know, not being loyal or whatever. Yeah. You need to go over here. Can you kill this guy? Yes, you can. Fine. This guy needs to start picking off Inquisitors, because there's a few less than perfect Inquisitors around here. Like, just like priests and everything else, yeah, basically, the higher your skill in whatever your skill is, the harder you are to assassinate. This guy I think's better, though. No, not that much. Okay, we might want to start picking off some Inquisitors. There's simply too many of them on the field. It's getting dangerous, and they're not actually that good. There's a really good one, like, over here, I think. I think you're really good. No, actually, you're not. You know, I've never actually looked heavily into how Inquisitors work, but I swear they used to be better. So possibly if they are unsuccessful, or they don't find enough people to, like, get rid of, or just naturally over time, they get less pious and that's easier to assassinate to keep it balanced. I'm genuinely not sure, but it kind of feels like, actually, we can start picking them off. Yes. So you, my good man, this is going to be your next... sorry, no, you're a spy. You're the assassin. Good old Anund the killer. You're 50. We need to do this quickly because you're going to start dying soon. Yeah. Let's start picking off some of the Pope's guys, because at this point he shouldn't issue more, because he really shouldn't, because at this point, like, the heresy that they were dispatched to deal with should have been more or less taken care of. There shouldn't be much heresy anywhere. Citadel. You don't need to be a citadel. There's no reason for you to be a citadel. We'd be better off just basically training a new force here. Just, you know, some nice heavy infantry, some nice horses, all that good stuff. I'm also going to give Corsica some farming, just because I'd like to get that place up to 4,500 for a fortress as soon as possible. Now, English spy, or rather the spy in England, needs to basically head... if he stands about here, there we are, that's a good spot for him to stand, lovely. There's the English spy, now I can see all these guys. Honestly, they're not responding particularly effectively. And I've just cleared out a really big part of their army. There's an argument for saying, screw it, we're moving straight to Nottingham. Nottingham is a fortress. Okay. It's got jousting lists. Fine. This is one of the buildings I can't have, but some other factions can. But of course, if I take it over, I do still get to use it. I still get the benefits from it. Which is why it's sometimes like the best cities are the ones that change hands. Because it means you can like get all the same stuff, like all the advanced stuff other factions can build. You get to keep it. It doesn't appear in your city anymore, but it's still there. Like in Rome Total War, it was more obvious. Because like say... if you took over a Greek city that had a big theatre in it, you still got the benefits from the theatre, but if you then built your building, the arena, if you looked at the city on the battle map or in like the preview settlement screen, then like the spot where the arena was the same spot where the theatre should have been, so only the arena was present, but the game still said you had a theatre, so you still got the benefit from it. So like, you know, if a settlement changed hands multiple times, you could end up with several unique buildings, and they made them really powerful cities, which was really cool. So if I take over this, I get experience bonus for knights, which is very, very cool indeed, and a Baron Stables, which I have absolutely no interest in, because stables are weirdly stupid and unnecessary in this game. This is even more interesting. I could get there this turn, just. Like, if I actually build an army and have the bliss there, it won't make it. But, if I put the place under siege... Plus, actually, looking at the... Actually, it's weird the banner's so empty. I was about to say, looking at these guys, surely they must be really damaged, because the banner looks really empty. Also, you've got sword upgrades. You've totally got a swordsmith's guild in there. Yeah, you know what? I want Nottingham, you stupid bastards, because it's actually going to be easier to take than your settlement down here. Now, it's going to take an awful lot of... I was about to say, it's going to take an awful lot of anti-armour. I think I've got enough anti-armour, guys. Let's bloody do this. Also, how big is it? 12,000. So I can take it over, ransack the place, and still have enough population to make it a citadel if that's what I want to do. And I'll have taken the best training facility of England. They've got Wales over here, but that is a castle, not even a fortress. Okay. That's a fortress, but... yeah, this has got to be worth doing. Because once we've taken Nottingham, basically London's pretty damn secure. And they can't really train good forces anymore on the English mainland. And if we're lucky, the Scottish might detect they've got a bit of an opportunity. Right, let's do this. Actually, before we do that, let's just quickly check we've not got anything else there. No, basic stuff. End of turn report. Ooh, production has just dropped dramatically. Never mind, possibly because I just didn't build much because I was spending kind of, you know, big infrastructure projects rather than actually training troops. So, my good man, you are... oh, you're actively disloyal, are you? Dear, oh dear. Right, get you over to here. So, over to this point. Put Nottingham under siege. Keep it under siege. Let's just double check you can join up with them. Yes, you can. And now, this army can, anytime it wants, begin the siege. Lovely. Maintain that siege. Next up, we don't really need much in the way of spearmen because there's no horse here. So we can probably keep the spearmen back here. They can be the standing garrison for London. We want you to come along because you are, well, it never hurts to have a general, to be honest. Also, he is a wall taker, which is nice. Get all the good quality troops, in particular the chunky heavy infantry lads, together with all of the long range fire, Norse archers in particular and what have you. Definitely move them over. Send some scouts, send some feudal knights. Send one unit of spearmen as backup. Okay, and yeah, send the general as well, and go on, send our own dismounted feudal knights too. So they'll go in there as well. And you are, sadly, there's no mercenaries available because I think the English recently cleared all of them out. Now, the game's saying this should be a walkover. Honestly, I'm not convinced it should be, because if you just look at the banner looks really empty. It's just in the game is saying, hey, this is a really weak force, don't worry about it. Now that actually makes me think, potentially, let's have a look see what the game thinks here. This might be one of the fairly rare instances. Actually, this wasn't that rare in this game. Here's an interesting thing. Basically, in Rome Total War, if you auto-resolved a battle versus fighting it yourself, you could always do better fighting it yourself. You should never auto-resolve if you enjoy fighting the battles at all, because basically, you could always do a better job fighting it for yourself. But in Medieval 2, that was flipped on its head, which is often when you were attacking cities, you'd find the game would say, oh yeah, you've won and taken very few casualties when assaulting a major city. And I was thinking, how? The wall defenses and the AI in terms of moving the troops around the walls are too good for that. I don't know how I would have done that. So sometimes it was worth actually doing a auto-resolve, but I don't think it's that interesting. So go on, let's go and check out our new home down in Nottingham. Ah, we've got a slightly different looking one here. Oh, no, it's the same looking. It's just from a slightly different angle. Fine, okay, so we're approaching just, you know, let's approach from this angle. This is a good angle to approach from if we can. Actually, it doesn't really make a difference, to be honest, as we know they don't have any long-range fire whatsoever. So, yeah, over here. Just get our single ballista right up front and center. Drop the troops nice and fast. Now, start the battle. Let's see what they're going to do. For the moment, at least, they're all drawn up here on the low ground. Not one person on the plaza. Okay, this is heavy, nasty stuff. A blend of dismounted feudals and also, I believe, dismounted English knights. Yeah, these ones with the shield. The English knights are a little bit tougher in terms of attack. They're generally like a little bit worse in the defense, a little bit better on the attack. They're really, really aggressive. They will knacker anything in front of them. Whereas these guys, just the dismounted feudals, who are, yeah, a bit more defensive, not so good on the attack. Fine. Let's just knock down this gate and see how they respond to that. Yeah, it's about 6 or 7% damage per bolt. We've got a nice clean line into it. No one's attacking us, so this will go down nice and fast. We'll have plenty of bolts left over for the second tier of defences. The question's going to be, when this falls, do they run forward to try and hold this area, or do they immediately fall back to the plaza? Right, gates go down. Let's see what the English do next. And the answer is... they are pushing forwards. Okay. That's interesting. Now, that presents a new opportunity for me, which is if they want to stand right here by the gate... Are they actually moving onto the walls, by the way, or are they just going to hide around here? Okay. They might want to have a slugging match right here. In which case, weirdly, they've only activated one tower right now. And they are actually very cleverly not having any troops right at the gate, so I can't just hit them with flaming ballista bolts, which you've seen earlier, I believe, this very episode. Yeah, very, very bloody powerful. Right. Armoured swordsmen, heavy infantry, dismounted feudals. Fine. I think we can just about... Actually, where's the fourth? Ah, the fourth's back there. Fine. So... probably at this point, we do just want to pretty much try and push our way in. It's not perfect. It's going to cost us a lot, but... yeah, probably I should have had troops moving forward ahead of time, because if I'd been able to, like, you know, get them stuck here, I could have got my own archers up on the walls again. That would have been the better way to do it. But... we should be... ooh, I say we should be fine. To be honest, this is going to be... difficult, I believe. Also, I quite like this guy who seems to be having trouble figuring out where he wants to be. It's like the Medieval 2 Total War Dance remix. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have my dismounted feudals at the front. They're going to eat any of the attacks from the towers. And then my guys, everyone else is going to basically follow behind them. I'm going to try and get all my cavalry basically to penetrate through the line and basically just get like round over here or over here and try and just get some charges in from the rear to cause some breaks. So that's basically the plan, and then if I can push them back, then I can at that point use my own archers. So okay, guys, get over there and everyone else follow him, please. And you guys just prepare to start moving in the future. So these guys are basically, yeah, they're going to eat all the bolts from the towers. But these are the tankiest, most defensive guys I've got. If anyone can eat tower bolts without dying, it's these lads. So that's absolutely fine. And these guys, as a result, are not coming under fire for the time being. So we've only lost like 2 guys from charging a set of towers directly. And they seem to be... ah! They're moving. Okay, this works for me. This really works for me. This is really stupid on their part, quite frankly, because if they want to try and hold the towers or hold the walls, like, I've already taken down the gate. Okay, just, okay, get them around here, get them around here, get them around here, get them around here, and boom. Right. Now, at this point, I've got myself basically, now, round here, round here, round here. Get on these guys, because now they're abandoning the walls straight again. Right, you get over here. And now anyone else who's not currently doing anything else, basically, oh yeah, this is going to be... okay, they've really just thrown away a good defensive position for no reason, which is now my cavalry want to get round here. I'm just going to basically push straight through. Some of their guys are now stuck up on the walls not doing anything, and even though they're up on the walls, this tower's not doing a thing, which is beautiful. These guys are trying to... they're not sure whether they're fleeing up onto the walls or not. You guys need to basically, you know what, the spearmen need to... you're falling back. The spearmen need to basically just push straight through. And you guys need to get onto here if you can. Actually, you know what? You guys come through here and then get round the side of these lads. Just get through here. And then, once you're through, now get on them. Fine. And now my own cavalry is now basically just pushing straight through these guys. My cavalry will take a few knocks doing said thing, but it's fine. So I'm just going to bring my cavalry, just push through. Push through, do not get stuck. Push through, do not get stuck. Push through, do not get stuck. Thank you very, very much indeed. Right, now, what's going on? We've got some good troops going on here. Now, at this point, what I want to do is I want to cause a collapse of these guys. Screw it, actually. They're already wavering. Just completely dogpile them from every side. They know they're massively outnumbered. Get in there. Everyone just flipping. Yep, they're broken. Good. Good, 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 good. These guys are now shaken. This has gone better than I expected. I thought this was going to actually be really tough. But fortunately, yeah, they kind of stupidly moved up to the walls, which they didn't need to do. They were better off fighting on the street level with just some support from the gatehouse towers. But they decided they didn't want to do it that way. So, good for them. And now, as a result, basically, the only thing that's going to be left on the plaza is going to be one guy. Because now, we pretty much just want to take ages for my own cavalry to get around. We're better off just basically bum rushing these guys. Right, everyone just get on here. Now, if you can, I'm just going to try and push straight through with my feudal knights. My feudal knights are basically just going to push straight through them and just ram them in the back. That's all I want to do. And I want my scouts to get out of there because they're not helping much. They're just going to potentially break and cause trouble. So you guys, come on. Straight through, straight through, straight through, straight through, straight through, straight through. Run, please. Thank you. So my knights are running into a little bit. That's the stupidest way you could try and cut through these guys, but whatever, I guess. Right. On them, you guys are... They're just being torn apart because they... Just go! Cut, cut. No, this is not working at all, tragically. And they're also refusing to run, which doesn't help. Fine. So those dismounted feudal knights have torn apart my knights, tragically, because they are... Weirdly, my guys are still Okay, that was... Actually, you know what? One of them's made it through. One of them's made it through, and you might think I'm joking, but that's actually kind of all I need. So, all we need to do now is... Oh, they just broke. Oh, okay. Well, that was completely unnecessary there. And these guys are apparently wavering. So, I'm going to send one unit up there to go and take care of these lads. Because, actually, you know what? There's a few of them down there as well. Guys, just get on there. Get on there. And you, charge them, why don't you? That's right, charge them. You can't charge them, can you? Because technically they're on a wall, even though some of them clearly aren't. How about now? Come on. Come on, we're going to follow this guy. We're going to follow this guy on his epic journey. I'm going to get a charge off with this one bloody horseman, alright? I'm telling you now. Right, get up there. These guys are now going to start going down very quickly indeed. Because, yeah, they're kind of split up, which doesn't work to their advantage at all. They're shaken. Some of them are now running up this... Now, me and them are now, I think, actually sharing a stairwell, which is marvellous. Now, they've run up and they're kind of semi-surrounding... Oh, bloody hell, this is ridiculous. Right, you know what? Let's just get the flipping ballista moving up here, because at this point, these guys are going to break momentarily, and that tower's not firing again. Oh, scouts! Scouts, scouts, scouts! Don't let those guys get away, please. Every single person needs to be not getting away, thank you. Yes, indeed, they're broken and fighting to the death. Lovely. So, 3 of the 4 units are indeed down. And this has gone more smoothly than I thought it would. Last unit is, in fact, It is the armoured swordsman, not the dismounted feudal knights. They are tougher. We should be able to handle it. Come on, scouts. Nice and quickly. Nice and quickly. Get on them, please. Get on them. Through you go. And... Come on and get on them. Thank you very much. Go for them. That is 2 of them down straight away. 1 left... 1 left, and I think the gate's refusing to open for him because technically there's enemies too close by. So I'm very sorry, but you don't actually get to escape on this occasion. Beautiful. Well done, scouts. Job done. Right, everyone moving into position, including troops walking across the fire of ballistas, which is a bad idea, but never mind. Is everyone okay? Yeah, I think we did that without anyone dying. Good, good, good. And they're almost down, and I think you know what we're going to do as soon as they do go down. Draw up some nice chunky units of infantry right over there. You just get running in. No, 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 guys, don't start firing yet. Don't start firing just yet, okay? You then immediately run over there. You over to here. You over to here. And then we're going to pick off these guys. Please tell me you didn't just accidentally activate them with the odd kind of stray bolt. Nope, good. Looks like you didn't. Right, everyone get in there. And they are just going to screen the arrival of my archers. Lovely. And with everyone in position, stop and fire at will, you mad bastards. And now, unfortunately, things are not going to go so well for these armoured swordsmen. We've got some lovely armour-piercing bolts. Norse swordsmen aren't armour-piercing, but they've still got the high ground. They're still damn good. They'll do a really, really good job. So that's done. I mean, that did like 10 already. Just the high ground advantages. I've never figured out what the mathematical equation for the high ground advantages in Total War games in Rome and Medieval 2, but it seems absolutely huge. But there's no tooltip that actually ever says it as far as I'm aware. It just seems to have a really big impact. Next time I go to one of Creative Assembly's events, I should actually ask them, does anyone still around who programmed Rome or Medieval 2, if they remember how bonus damage from height for projectiles was calculated back in these days. Right, so they've already lost half their strength. No. Continue firing, please. It's absolutely fine. Even if we hit a couple of our own, we can just repair them in a moment. I'd rather just have them taken out, please. So down comes the rain of arrows, and in a moment, in will come the bolts from the other side. And in they come. Beautiful, and that's what really tears them apart. Nice. And apparently they have just actually broken because they're technically off the plaza. I'm happy to accept that. I tell you what, 178 lost. Lost 178 and 1. That I'd say is actually a pretty damn good result. Now, Nottingham falls. We sack the settlement for 9,000. Relations worsened. The Papal States aren't thrilled about this war, meaning it's very, very likely they will basically say no more of that next turn. This guy can't really move much further, so yeah, next time we'll shove down some watchtowers. But, good progress. Really good progress, in fact. Now, can we retrade any of this? We might just be able to. Over here, we've also got ourselves, yes, Swordsmith's Guild. That's what I wanted. Flipping Swordsmith's Guild. Let's get some flipping upgraded weaponry on these guys. Also, let's repair those poor feudal knights, damn it. Do I want a citadel in the United Kingdom? It feels completely flipping unnecessary. It really feels so unnecessary. But I kind of want it anyway, because it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, we're having a citadel in the United Kingdom. I'm taking Nottingham, then immediately upgrading it into a completely untakeable flipping citadel. So good luck, England, because at this point, what you've got to retake Nottingham is what you can train to castle, and the 4 units therein. This guy, who admittedly is okay, but I've just demonstrated how well my crossbow can take care of that. 1 crappy unit of, yeah, mercenary Welsh spearmen are mercenaries, together with some basic militia troops, and whatever's in York. Which is, admittedly, if you put all this together, you've got a decent army, I'll give you. But not good enough, I don't think, to actually be able to take this place back against my strength, against a prepared fortress. Also, don't prepare to... Oh, no, sorry, technically there's no repairing to do, because shattering a gate doesn't count as breaking it, so therefore I don't need to bother repairing the fortress. It's already in tip-top shape. Lovely. And may as well just train some spear militia, given they will be free next turn anyway. Now, I've just saved, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see how the game says that would have gone if I just auto-resolved that. So, same battle again. Assault it. Auto-resolve. Oh no! You know what? I'm really glad I fought that myself. Right, back to the good universe where the English made stupid decisions, and at the exact moment they should have just held where they were, they decided instead to basically, yeah, run up onto the walls, which really screwed them over. Fine. So, unfortunately, the game has kind of completely disproven my point there, but I swear, it is very often the case that, yeah, the auto-resolve is a way of getting victories it doesn't really look possible to get without massive losses. And don't forget, I've got a new spy over in Moscow, who is in fact trained in espionage and all of that good stuff. Have a look, see what we got here. The Grand Duke himself and the Factioner have both come along to do this. Right. They're pretty serious about this then. They're really serious about it. And it's going to take them, yeah, because they've got, as I suspect, a ballista, it's going to take them 2, maybe 3 turns to get to Moscow. Let's train some more stuff here. Go for... Don't actually have any of those yet. Yeah. More Norse archers. Wouldn't hurt. Together with just some scouts, Viking raiders. Yeah, that'll do. This is not a great army. It's a small army. We'll be able to handle it behind the walls with just a decent professionalised army from Lasagna II. And don't forget you, by the way. It is your turn to go over to here. More like... There we are. That'll do. Right on the crossroads, shove down a tower. Perfect. Now we can see what's going on and the Polish can't sneak up on Kiev. Meanwhile, over in the Middle East, probably let's just spend the rest of our money training new troops at this point. Gaza. Could totally do with, yeah, dismounted feudal knights are very good at just standing on top of a wall and holding a flipping line. It never hurts to have dismounted feudal knights. Well, over at Acre, more Norse archers. We want as many of them ready as possible. Yeah, that works for me. Just get some Norse archers in production over there. That's fine. Aleppo is growing very, very fast indeed. Hopefully within... yeah, 2 or 3 turns. 3 turns if we're lucky. I haven't done the maths. We'll actually have something there. Get some more Norse archers in production there as well. Don't bother with peasant archers. They're just more trouble than they're worth. But the Norse archers, as many as we can bloody train. Right, and that's all the money spent on a handful of troops there. Pretty happy with that situation, all things considered. Oh, no, wait. No, you do need to go north. Let's just check. The Pope's really not thrilled with us. No. The Pope is really not thrilled with us right now, but I think we need to do it anyway. We need to head in this direction. Let's just head in this direction and see how the French respond. Because we might be able to move straight into Dijon, reunify the Empire, carve out a really nice big chunk of France that belongs to us, and leave their northern territories looking vulnerable, exposed, and cut off from their southern ones. And in particular, the territory that's actually kind of separating and blocking their territories off from each other, the 2 parts of their empire, is a really nice fortress full of really good troops. So, well, not that good. But we can train more. We're training more right now. It's fine. Very soon that's going to be true. It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But I strongly, strongly imagine that next up, the Pope is going to say, seriously, guys, cut it out. That's a flipping nuff. So, we'll see if that happens. But yeah, surely it's got to. Well, my reputation with the Pope is actually being flagged to me as falling. He's got to be annoyed enough at the war with England. He's going to say, stop now. But England should be down to 3 territories. And 2 of them are kind of out of the way, not so good. If we can just take their continental fortress off them, that should be England. Like, their power has been very well broken. Like, right now they're in more trouble than France is. France is weakened, and it's going to take them some time to rebuild, but they're not in as bad a shape as England is. Right, and the turn, let's see what the AI decided it wants to do next. And please, please, Hungary, just give us what we all want to see. Go and take Nuremberg. It's right flipping there. It's ready for you. Do it, you magnificent bastards. But first, France get to go. Sadly, the Imperials get their go first, so they can actually move that army over towards... Okay, meanwhile, the French are sending their diplomats to the ruined, smouldering remains of the Mongols left behind to go and speak to them about, you know, how nice just to be smashed by the Mongols, I suppose. Not really a French problem. The French are, possibly excluding the Spanish and the Portuguese, last on the list of places the Mongols might smash. So the French are very safe from the Mongols. More French spies and assassins floating around. That's fine. They're not very good, and honestly, there's no one in this part of the world for them to assassinate, so it's not a big problem. Now, where are their armies going to go? What are they going to try and do about the fact that they've lost like 4 fairly major armies recently? Because they need to basically pick somewhere to defend, or they're just going to end up spread too thin. Looks like they're trying to build an army just outside of... Oh, okay, the Holy Roman Empire's just slipped a spy inside Milan then. I can't see it, but it's highlighted in the bottom right, so that's totally what they've just done there. Yeah, looks like they're vaguely trying to build a small army, the French, I mean, just outside Paris. But it's not much of one yet. It's going to take them a while more to rebuild. They've lost a lot of men over the past few years. And also there was a witch just outside the Imperial territory, but don't worry, the Imperials have handled it. Oh my. They've headed over here. Are there rebels? Oh no, they're going after the one crappy... Oh gosh darn it. Now, they've pushed that guy back... But actually, that might have screwed them over, because now they're... No. That army is now not 1 square away from Nuremberg anymore. The Hungarians could literally walk around it and walk in. And if they're smart, that's what they'll do. Let's see how smart the Medieval 2 AI is, because they can walk in and take that city without fighting the big army. Come on, you magnificent bastards, do it. Now, the Russians. What I thought might be reinforcing forces are pushing back to their 1 city, but the main force is still proceeding. Fine, we need to start the troops moving from Lasagna II north, ready to deal with that. But I think we can handle it pretty easily, all things considered. And, oh no. Here we go again. The Moors are back. What have they just bloody brought? We'll need to check on that, fine. Also, check on Milan, 'cause I think someone just snuck a spy inside it, and as a result, it's, yeah, its happiness went down. Oh, we know who that was. It was the Imperials. I said that just a second ago, in fact. Now, the English. Any response? At all? Requesting the Russians for help. Honestly, not a great idea. The Russians haven't been doing great against the Danish either. Yeah, just building a little force outside of York, but nothing too bad. And okay, I think the English just attacked the Portuguese again, because that's their biggest problem right now. And the Portuguese ran a million miles in that direction. And, ooh, okay. You've put together an army. It's not a great one, but it's there. Fine. Here we go. Hungary. Come on, Hungary. Come on, Hungary. I believe in you. You can do this. Get those armies moving. You can literally walk into Nuremberg. It's barely guarded. You've got catapults. You've got heavy infantry. Yes, no, don't fight them. Unless you can win, which apparently you can. Okay, now walk in. Walk in, do it. Attack straight away. Just attack. Attack right now. Just do it. Don't bother. Yes. Yeah, don't put them under siege. Just go for it. They're not doing it. They're putting them under siege. But there's reinforcements ready to go in. Oh my goodness, they're sending a secondary force down to flipping, what's it called? Innsbruck, I think, is the castle there. This is actually a two-pronged attack. This could be it. This could be the moment where Hungary finally managed to make some flipping gains. And good news for them. And well done to them. And, oh, okay, good. Okay, that's a really good move we've just seen there from the Mongols. They're over the river to the south, but they're clearly bearing over towards the east, not the west. Oh, by the way, there's more Mongols arriving. That's possibly what was throwing them off, by the way, because they kind of try to regroup. Yeah, there's more Mongols yet. Another, like, 2 or 3 stacks just arrived, because the first, like, 7 or 8 stacks weren't ridiculous enough. And someone's just died between turns. We've got a candidate for adoption who's actively disloyal. No, I think we can do without him. And we've got... Oh. Okay. This is interesting. So, Prince Henry of France has basically told us to take out the King of France. And also, it will improve my relations with them. And also, I'll get 5,000 florins. But if I fail, I will disappoint the faction. Where is the king? Okay. I could do that. I mean, right now, France has a flipping 7 out of 10 authority king, which is dangerous. Okay, just in theory, how easy to assassinate is he? It's not impossible. Okay, that's worth thinking about. So, apparently we've been brought into some flipping French court intrigue. Cardinal report is one of the papal states is dead. Venice just got promoted. Again, they're kind of strengthening their grip. Oh, no! Oh, Charles the Crusader is dead. But we know what that means. It means that we have a new glorious leader. Steve Stenger, step forward. Or, sorry, King Steve Stenger. Glory to King Steve. Immediately, he is 10 out of 10 for chivalry, 10 out of 10 for piety, and 4 out of 10 for authority. So that's pretty darn good, and indeed, yes. Right now, 7 out of 10 for command, but I think you get some bonuses during various times. So, well done, Steve Stenger. You deserve to be king, though I don't think you'll actually necessarily be king for that long, because you're already 55 and people do not live that long. And you know what? This is leading from the front. Like, he is literally in the crappy little castle that will be the first place to be taken on. Damn it. He's a big damn hero. The Papal State and the Moors have stopped hating each other, which is annoying because, they do keep attacking me, but whatever. And okay, as it turns out, the Moorish force that's coming here is very, very small indeed. I think it's fine. We're okay. Right, get rid of that. Faction announcements. We do indeed have a brand new king. He's been crowned. Lovely. Question, however, is, who's the new faction heir? Because he's going to be king sooner rather than later. And it's the relatively unknown Prince Sven over in Prague, who up to now we really have not been paying too much attention to, but he's apparently next in line to be king, so we might need to get him doing something useful, because he's not, oh dear, unconcerned, lazy, easily riled, slave to superstition, is -2 morale. Okay, that's a concern. Our next king in waiting, who will be king sooner rather than later, is not actually that flipping good. Not that good at all. Milan, I think we can just lower we can just lower the tax rate to keep them nice and happy. That's no problem at all. And interestingly, no message from the Pope saying stop attacking England. Apparently the Pope's not too keen on England either, but this is where we want to go. So, Prince Henry, who's just told me to deal with his father, possibly it's because it's a very cunning ruse to stop me immediately going and killing him. But, you know what, Prince Henry? I don't particularly like people who ask me to murder their father. So I'd say we're ready to basically begin attacking him straight away. Interestingly, that doesn't cancel the mission. In fact, actually, I could complete that mission now. He'd actually give me the money and my reputation with France would improve. And then immediately after that point, I could put him to death and it would still count. That's great. He'll still hand me the money, even though I've literally got him under siege right now. I like that. That's pretty damn good. That English army that's forming up, it's not much, is it? It could attack, thanks to the fact it's got, like, various catapults and whatever, but if that thing tries to walk against the walls of a fortress and a proper army, it's going to get torn apart, so nothing major there. Meanwhile, yes indeed, back up to #1 in the world for production. Very, very nice indeed. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that is enough for now. Next time, we are going to take Dijon and the Empire will be reunited. Meanwhile, the Mongols have fortunately decided to give us a tiny bit more time to prepare. Looks like they're going to go and take Mosul and Baghdad before swinging over to us. But once they're over there, well, at that point, basically there's nothing for them to do other than come over here. And then it's just a question of where they attack. Almost certainly Aleppo. So, hopefully by that point, Aleppo will be a fortress. We can evacuate King Steve. Don't worry, King Steve will be fine. He can hide a little bit further to the south. He will fight, but if he fights, it's going to be in a big citadel, damn it. It's going to be one hell of a battle. A battle for the ages, in fact. But the French's power is broken. They are scrambling to try and rebuild. In fact, they're actually trying to pay me off to kill their king for them, which is possibly a worrying sign of just what a bad situation they're in right now. We have got ourselves a fair few Inquisitors that need to go down. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go and get this guy down, please. He goes straight down, lovely. And, oh, possibly Steve Stenger's about to pick up something new. No! Perfect. And onto the Killer has just picked up a Catamite, which increases his skill by 1. He's now up to, yeah, he's still only at 6 out of 10, but it's fine. It'll do. Right, let's get that moving north as well, because you're a 4 out of 10 as an Inquisitor. You're 3 out of 10 for piety. Oh dear. If you decide to come this way, I could potentially be in a bit of trouble, and that would be sad, because you've done so much good work for us, but it's okay. Hopefully, they won't. Yes, meanwhile, we watch what the Hungarians are doing with interest, because the Hungarians at this point, ooh, it seems like they're potentially ready to engage in multiple assaults against the Imperials. The Imperial power could be about to be broken. If it is, this might be time for me to finally take Frankfurt and Staufen and carve up the Imperials' empire between me and the Hungarians. And then maybe I'll just give the Hungarians, like, you know, 5,000-10,000 florins to get their reputation and opinion of me up, and then we'll go in for the alliance with them. Because me, Hungary, and Venice, a nice big Eastern alliance. They get the Byzantines, I get the Russians, and Hungary's just kind of in the middle, picking off what it wants to of the Imperials. We could be good friends, damn it. That could flipping work. So, all of that's to come soon, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nut. This has been Medieval 2 Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh no! Oh dear! America's decided they do not like us! Just want to finish off China. I can die happily. Well, not happily because there's nuclear fire involved, but moderately happily. There we go! I've just started... Oh god. The Earth was fun, wasn't it? We can all agree the Earth was great.